Pastor Alvin Riley came up with the idea for a park to replace 3 vacant homes next to the church with green space.
Give the kids a safe place to come to, try to help to eliminate some of the violence.
Pastor Riley says he wants to make connections with those in the community.
Building a relationship that allow us to give us an opportunity to open up the park, work with some children, listen to some of their stories.
He says in order to curb the violence in our city, the dialogue has to begin.
We never dealt with the gang issues in the city. We never built relationships or rapport with the gang members, and the generation is getting wiser and wickeder. And so we have to be willing to sit down and talk with people. We have to be able to get out and meet it head on.
These student athletes at Quest Charter Academy in Peoria are more than just the sports they play. They're coming together to make a difference.
These 86 kids, along with others, we are promising that we're not going to use violence to solve our problems.
Night Against Violence. It's an initiative spearheaded by the school's athletic director, Elmer Dickerson. He's working with the Peoria Police Department, who escorted the basketball teams to their games at Bradley University Tuesday night.
When they see us here as well, we start to create these relationships that I continue to talk about that we need to create in Peoria with them.
It's a problem becoming more and more common in Peoria.
This is probably a year I've never seen. Working in this position 16 years.
The city hitting a record number of homicides this year, countless violent instances, and an array of arrests.
It's really a phenomenon like we haven't seen before.
Balloon releases and vigils are becoming regular occurrences, but there is one eye-opening factor city leaders say is sobering.
Seeing the young people involved with it is something that I don't think any of us have seen before.
So far, Peoria is clocking in at 31 homicides this year. Out of the 31, 10 were people 20 years old and younger. We've also counted several juveniles arrested for first-degree murder, gun charges, vehicle thefts, and massive fights at trampoline parks and schools, prompting police to issue public calls for action on at least 3 separate occasions in less than 3 months.
We need your help. Enough is enough.
I'm tired of it, and the community's tired of it.
These violent crimes have to stop.
But the goal of stopping the crimes may be a challenge when it's still unclear why they're happening in the first place. WMBD reached out to city and community leaders trying to identify the root causes. A quick answer: they vary.
You have a lot of it in poverty. Poverty breeds violence, stuff like that. You have a lot of disinvestment in specific areas.
We see young people who have experienced trauma or abuse.
The center's CEO, Carol Myrna, explains since 2001, more than 650 families have utilized the services of Safe from the Start.
It could be an age-inappropriate movie and video games, a shooting in the neighborhood, a fight, domestic violence, of course, sexual assault, anything that they have seen that affects them in an adverse way. That's an experience that we want to be able to help them process and hopefully find some recovery from it.
Families like Andrea and her son.
He just would constantly talk about guns and constantly talk about killing people, and he started becoming very inappropriate.
So they got help. As part of the program, a therapist performs baseline behavioral and developmental analyses on the child and a stress index on the caregiver. Then the child participates in around 6 30 to 45-minute long play therapy sessions.